What's up, everybody? Happy Wednesday evening, DawgNation. I'm Jeff Sentell. As you know by now, we have our regular Wednesday night thing where we get down. We call it Before the Hedges, where we talk Georgia recruiting. We talk all things Georgia football. We even talk haircuts, whatever we can get into it right now. And as you saw in the teaser that scrolled across your screens, we got Lovasea Carroll, four-star running back. Northeast Georgia, Warren County, now at IMG Academy. He's in the house right there. First and foremost, from everybody here at DawgNation and everybody on our feeds, let's all give a big welcome for Lovasea Carroll. Lovasea, what's hanging, man? What's going on right now in Warrenton?
I mean, well, right now it's laid back, but I ain't in Warrenton. I'm at my cousin's house in Thompson, so I'm just chilling right now, relaxing.
Thompson is a great place for high school football. If anybody's, I'm sure you went to the Brickyard and watched a game or two growing up, right?
Yeah, I went to a couple.
So Lovasea, well, first of all, man, I guess the thing, I guess it's on everybody's mind is, like, how do you kind of stay sharp and stay on your grind right now through all this, man? What's it been like for you? Do you have some unique training regimen that you do to stay sharp? You got a big hill you run up and down?
Well, really, I live in like a big neighborhood, so I like run around the neighborhood probably like 2 miles. Then I got like bring my homeboys out and we'll go on the field and just get some work in, 101s or like drill, footwork, get on the ladder, just stay in shape.
How much you been doing pass scale wise, just catching the ball? Is that some part of your game you've been working on a little bit?
Yeah, they're probably like the main. They're probably like what I really do the most.
So, Lovasea, I guess, a couple things that going through your mind is I wonder, like, what's recruiting still like for you? I mean, I see sometimes you flip edits out, pretty cool edits, actually, from other schools. Are other schools still trying to knock on the door a little bit with this Georgia commitment? What's that like for you right now?
I mean, school's still trying to, change some. We still, got time to flip you or whatever like that. But, really, it done dialed down.
Are you basically trying to, talk to the Georgia coaches a lot? What's that like? Do you talk with Coach McGee maybe once a week or something like that? What's that like?
Yeah, me and Coach McGee talk a lot. He just hit me up, asked me what I'm doing and stuff like that. Just keeping contact during this quarantine time.
How would you say, I think it was interesting. Kind of the big news of the week, man, was it seems like the Georgia commitments. I don't know whether you guys figured that out in the text message thread or not, but it seemed like you guys decided to start doing some recruiting this week. Can you tell me a little bit about the push for big, I guess what Brock called it, Monster Mims or something like that? What was that like? How you guys formulated that strategy and synergy to get that edit out to him?
I mean, we had a group chat and we were talking about, and they sent us an edit. So we all gonna tweet it out and try to get him, and we're gonna start doing some more recruits like that. Cause the 2020 class, we trying to bring everybody in. We trying to have the #1 recruiting class when it comes down to it.
I guess most people looked at it, Lovasea, and they were basically like, well, if the coaches can't recruit on the road, I guess the commitments can help them out a little bit with, that was unique. I've been covering Georgia recruiting for more than a minute, Lovasea, and I mean, I've never seen that kind of like the teamwork there in terms of the recruits and the commitments we're trying to, I think between the first time it went out, it was like 30 minutes, and all 5 of you had retweeted it or tweeted it and something like that. And I don't think Amarius ever retweeted it all, or at least sent it out initially. What was that like, seeing all that come together amongst your teammates?
I mean, it felt good because, it's like we all come together and, working as a team, to get more people on board with us. So we go ahead and get the thing started. So, when we get in, we already on board.
What would he be like for Amarius Mims, man? I mean, what would it be like if you guys could add him to the class? I mean, he's big, he's powerful. What's your sense of what he could bring to the class?
I mean, he could bring a lot to the class. I'm pretty sure he could bring some more recruits to the class. I know he know a lot of people, so they see him commit, let me go join this with these boys. So we need him. I would love to have him.
If I say, do you ever think at night, maybe when you're running, you're getting on the leather, when you're working out, and you think about what it would be like to run behind a guy like not only Mims, but Micah, and then also Terrence Ferguson and Dylan Fairchild? Have you ever thought about it, what it would be like to run behind dudes like that?
Yeah, I be thinking about man, pretty sure me personally, because I ain't like a real big bat. I be thinking like, oh, I can hide behind them all the time.
What do you think about, it's been a minute. It's been a couple of minutes. How much did you think this process and the quarantine kind of accelerated your commitment? Because I want everybody to know that story, because you were basically planning to commit much later in the year, but then you just decided the time felt right. Why was that right for you?
I mean, honestly, yeah, like I said, I was planning on commit August 6th, but then, like, for some reason, like, I was just talking to my mom, and we were just talking about, like, the situation and stuff like that, and we just came up with the idea, like, go ahead and commit early, just go ahead and get out of the way, because I wanted to commit before my senior season, so I wouldn't have to, like, worry about, like, all the coaches and stuff like that, and just focus on my senior season. So we just, like, came to a conclusion, go ahead and commit early.
Feel right now? Does that still feel like the best decision for you? How does it feel like a couple months afterward now?
I mean, it feels great. Like, it feels great. I always want to play for my hometown, actually. I actually committed to them, but it's just like it wasn't public.
So you were a silent commitment for a time?
Yeah, so I was decided to commit. I wanted to make sure it was right before me. But, like, since the quarantine and all this stuff got going, I just went ahead and announced it.
How did Dell McGee kind of tell you about, maybe how did he describe how you were a good fit for this class and maybe this different Todd Monken type offense now?
I mean, honestly, I felt like he was saying like it was great because like I fit in with the passing and the running game, so like that's a bit like key to Georgia because like they like to get their backs in space with match up with linebackers and stuff like that, and he know I can do it, so it was great.
Lovasea, how about when you look at what this stuff has been like in terms of the quarantine and what you can and can't do? I wonder what you're thinking about. When can you go back to IMG? When do you think you'll have a chance to start balling again and doing what you do?
Honestly, hopefully it's soon. I don't know like too much about it, but like honestly, it killing me like not being able to play football again like right now. Hopefully, like they get this stuff under control, and I can have my senior season back.
What's the height and weight look like now, Lovasea? What do you want to get to and work toward?
Well, I'm 6'1", 190, 200. I'm trying to get like stay 6'1", probably like 210, 205 coming to college.
What do you think about you can work on your speed? I used to be a 100 guy. Take me back a couple of years, Lovasea. What was when you were a freshman, sophomore in Warren County? How fast were you clocking the hundreds right now, and how fast do you think you could time right now?
Well, my 9th grade year, like in state, I clocked at like a 10.8. And like my sophomore season, I clocked at like a 10.35. So right now, I probably clock at like 10.35, 10.3. I mean 10.2. It's depending on like I just need to get my coming out of the block. If I get my block start right, it'll be a solid 10 flat.
So guys, maybe some things to know about Lovasea. Lovasea, I think it's the number 8 running back in the country on the composite. Curious, Lovasea, do you even pay attention to stuff like that? Do you even know what you're rated still, or is that kind of in your taillights right now?
I mean, I look at it, but honestly, it don't matter. Like, if you can play, you can play. If you can ball, you can ball. So, like, I don't be looking at the rankings.
Lovasea, I think you mentioned that some of the coaches, you've gotten some edits where you said it, Marius was one guy, and I think Shmuel London was another guy. Who are the other guys that you've been instructed maybe that the class needs that you guys would really want to work on and add to the class?
Well, honestly, I'm trying to get my man J.C. Limp from IMG, the offensive lineman. I would love to have him run behind him.
It's a big kid, man. He sometimes they were projecting him as like an offensive lineman or a defensive lineman coming out of Wisconsin. How do you think a guy like that could help Georgia? And has he talked to you at all about Georgia yet?
I mean, we talked about it. Well, I was talking to him the other day about it. But he was like, he'll see. Like, he really didn't really say much to it. But like, I think he's going to stay the offensive lineman instead of defensive lineman.
What is he, like 6'8"? Who's bigger, him or Tyler Booker, man?
Oh,
two of those guys, both.
JC bigger.
JC's bigger. How big is he?
He probably like 6'6", probably like 300, probably more than that.
And how big is Tyler? Because Tyler's a huge human being, man.
Tyler probably like 6'4", 6'5".
And he's a 2022 guy, right?
Yes, sir.
Lovasea, I think it's very interesting for you to, people always wonder what makes a guy want to go to IMG. I think it's always one of the better parts of your story. How, man, you were from a small town where not a lot of football tradition, not a lot of history.
Mm-hmm.
And you saw basically an avenue to go get developed every day. Why was that the right decision for you? And why did you initially feel it was the right thing for you to go to IMG?
Well, like the first where I based it off like, it's college while like preparing for college. So like it really got me prepared for college. Cause like if I would stayed in Warrenton, like honestly, college, I probably would have struggled my first year in college. But like also I want to like play like the best competition in the world. Like I want to compete at the highest level of college, high school football.
Lovasea, I got not a funny question, but I thought it was touching. I'm sure you're at a point now where you try to always think about and look for those reassurances about, hey, was that the right school for me? Do I still love where you're committed to? I thought when you tweeted out something the other day, I think it was a picture of your great grandmother in a Georgia cup. Why did you do that? And what does that lady mean to you?
I mean, well, once I think I committed like 2 days ago before I did that. Then I seen her there. So I was like, oh yeah, she repping Georgia Bulldog. But she mean a lot to me. She mean everything to me. Like my great grandma mean everything to me. Like she the bigger key to our family. So like if it wasn't for her, none of that would be here. So like she everything.
What's her name?
Ellen Greer.
Ellen Greer, and I guess she's a big Georgia fan, right?
Yes, she is. Go Dogs.
And I guess part of that is you want to play somewhere where she can come see you one day. Is that part of that?
Yes, sir.
When you, Lovasea, when you think about, man, is there anything you miss the most out of your training and everything and going to school and being a normal kid? I'm sure you never imagined your senior year would look quite like this.
Well, I miss, honestly, I just be thinking, I miss breakfast check. I miss all that. Really being with my teammates, my brothers.
Lovasea, what's your thoughts on your decision? Are you still going to take officials to Georgia and other schools? What's your thinking right there?
I still plan on taking my officials to other schools just to make sure I'm doing the right decision. But for right now, I know I made the right decision. Commit to UJ.
Can you imagine what it would be like to be uncommitted right now?
Every school coming after me.
I mean, wouldn't that be difficult and different, in this time where you kind of got your spot kind of filled in right now at Georgia with a program with such great running back history. But, man, if you were kind of a free agent like everybody else out there, I think I saw a stat, Lovasea, where there's twice as many guys that have committed during Corona by this point, May the 7th, as basically were committed the previous 2 cycles through this part of May. Almost twice as many if you added 2018 and 2019, those classes. You got to put both of those together to see as many guys that are committed right now.
Mm-hmm.
That's got to be a difficult time for a lot of guys. Have you talked to any of your friends about, what this has been like, trying to make sure you have a spot when there's no visits likely, no summer camps likely? It's got to be a different time for a lot of you guys.
I mean, honestly, we really didn't talk about it. I never thought it was going to happen, so it really was shocking to me. You got to adapt to the situation.
Interesting. Lovasea, what do you think about the Georgia offense from what you've seen of it from Todd Monken and Coach McGee and Coach Smart when they've told you about it? How do you think it'll be different under this new coordinator?
Well, honestly, I think it's going to be more passing involved in it.
Get the ball out in space.
Yes,
sort
sir.
Of thing.
Yes, sir.
Lovasea, can you remember what it was like when you committed to Dell or Kirby Smart? Can you recreate that story? What was that like? Did anybody have anything interesting to say?
I mean, honestly, they both were.
They told you about.
They both were excited, so it meant a lot to me. Committing to my hometown school, and making both of the coaches happy. Knowing they got a dog coming.
Lovasea, I know lots of times people want to ask, is there somebody in particular that you think would be a great kind of partner or teammate for you, much like Gurley and Marshall, or James Cook and Zamir White, or even obviously Nick Chubb and Sony Michel? Is there a guy out there in this class that you think would be an ideal running mate for you at Georgia?
Well, honestly, I haven't even looked into it. I just be thinking about my man K-Tron Allen, in 22 class.
Yeah. Tell me about K-Tron, man. If you had to be a scout for K-Tron, I mean, he's got one of the best nicknames in the game. They call him Fat Man.
Fat Man.
Well, where does Fat Man come from right there?
I don't even know where Fat Man came from. Like everybody just started calling him. I mean, I guess he said his name was Fat Man. I guess he used to be fat or something like that when he was little. So like everybody just started calling him that. So like we just went on with the nickname too.
It's just pretty funny here. Lovasea, we've got one of your future teammates joining in here on the feed. He has a question. He wants to know if you're cool. That would be David Daniel, Double D. He wants to know if you're cool with sharing some of your touches with him at Georgia.
Oh, tell him whatever, man. He know how we get down.
He says he calls you my dog. He said he already knew you were coming to the class.
Yes, sir.
Lovasea, I'm going to talk to everybody on YouTube now. I'm going to talk to everybody on Facebook. So if you guys got a question for Lovasea, hit us with it. Antoine Middleton says he loves your Georgia accent.
Thank you.
A lot of people want to know what's there to do in Warrenton, Georgia. How would you describe that?
Man, not a thing. Not a thing. Nothing.
Everybody's saying good evening. Some people have said pass Lovasea in the feed already. I think they're having fun with that. Basically, people say there's a lot of farmers in Warrenton, Georgia.
Basically, that's all you're going to see, like fields. That's all you're going to see.
Lovasea, what was it like when you scored your first touchdown? Do you remember that?
So like in what? At IMG or like in?
What would you call your most memorable touchdown? I guess your first one at IMG was pretty big.
Well, my memory, I would say Lincoln County, because that's like the game. It was like the game we made history, because that our first time beating them in like 47 years. So like I scored like a touchdown, like I think tied the game or we put us up. So that part, like it was like we on the 5-yard line. It was fourth and goal on 5-yard line. So like they threw it to me, and I had to like hit the dude and like fall in the end zone. So that was like probably one of the best.
Your first touchdown was a catch out of the backfield, huh?
It was my first touchdown. It was like the one like that meant the most to me.
That's pretty interesting because you're going to be an all-purpose back at Georgia in that offense a lot. Everybody's going to get more catches.
Yes, sir.
You beat those mighty Red Devils.
Oh yeah.
Lots of comments. Jonathan Kaysen says, "Hard worker. Welcome to welcome, Big Dog." Wanted the question from Randy Hall. They want to know what's your major. You thought about your major yet in college football?
Yeah, I plan on major in engineering, construction engineering.
Wow. Bunch of questions popping in. Hunter Tyree wants to know what's the major difference between IMG and even and an average high school, or even a great high school. What do you think the differences are?
I mean, I guess like the college feeling, like IMG is like basically like college. It's just like you in high school.
And I guess that practice work every day is what really gets you sharp, right? You're going to get somebody good every day, right?
Yeah, and competition, like best competition.
Travis Hall says, great young man, glad he is a dog. Chris Smith says, love to see good old Georgia boys deciding to rep the G.
Yes,
Stay
sir.
committed, work hard, and have fun. I can't wait to watch you between the hedges. Lovasea, you know when you're going to take your official, you got a game in mind for this fall, or are you going to do it after the season like most guys do?
Well, I'll probably do it during the season. Like, if, like, I supposed to did all my officials during the summer, but, like, if it don't, like, clear up, I'm going to be during the season. And I don't know which game. It probably be, I don't even know which game. Like, I never, like, looked into it yet.
Man, Lovasea, these guys are giving us a lot of carries here. Eric Emmett wants to know, what's the favorite part of the Georgia campus so far for you?
Stanford Stadium.
Stanford Stadium, that's your favorite
You
part.
can't beat that.
Santiago D. Arn wants to know, he wants you to share your favorite play you ever made on a football field. Any grade, any level, what's your favorite play?
I would say when we played at IMG, when we played in Miami, it was like the first carry of the game. I took it to the house.
Oh, wow. Were you playing Miami Central? Who were you playing? Northwestern? Do you remember who you were playing?
Miami Northwestern.
Wow. Randy Hall wants to know, he's got your nickname right. He says, LC, who's your favorite Georgia running back?
DeAndre Swift.
Swift, huh?
Yes, sir.
Do you see a lot of wrinkles in his game that are part of your game, too? Is that the type of player you think you can be?
Oh, yeah.
Antoine Middleton wants to know, well, I guess this is the same answer. Is there anybody else out there besides Swift that you model your game after?
Man, I would say, like, honestly, Swift, probably a little Todd Gurley.
Little Todd Gurley. Were you picking out some good ones? I got a question. What's that group chat like? Who's the funniest man in that group chat? Who's the most determined recruiter? Who's the guy that's always cracking jokes?
I would say, I feel like David Daniel, like the funny one. Like, he the funny guy, man. He like the cool cat, laid back, like cut jokes stuff. And probably like serious one. All of us like take like when it comes to recruiting, like serious, like, oh yeah, we need him. Let's do it.
If there was one guy in the chat that everybody thinks the class needs the most right now, who would you say that would be?
I would say Amaris.
Amaris, yeah. Funny story about Micah. I know you know Micah a little bit. So he's got a 420-pound bench press and a 4.75 GPA. Think about that for a second. How many dudes that you know can do either of those things?
Yeah, not a lot.
He said he can get 225 28 times right now.
Mm.
And he does that close grip bench press too, man.
Oh, yeah.
Let's go to YouTube. Bunch of questions on YouTube. Real Boss wants to know, do you consider yourself a speed back, and what do you think your current 40 time is right now?
Well, I consider myself speed back. And last time I ran my 40 on laser, it was a 4.357. I mean, a 4.35.
Got some smoke on that. Bank 6 wants to know, since you go to IMG, is it difficult or pretty easy to root for the high school you would be playing for if you still lived in Georgia? Are you a guy that's still rooting hard for those Devils?
Oh, yeah. I'm always a Devil in heart.
I think I've noticed you've been able to work out basically with some of your former teammates, right, to stay sharp?
Yes, sir.
And that's pretty cool how they've still kind of welcomed you in as a kid from the same block, right?
Yes, sir.
Mark Morris lives very close to IMG Academy, and he's going to get over to see you play this fall. Man, bunch of people popping in. Who is your favorite defense? This is from Cyrus and Knox Bowen. Who is your favorite defensive player on Georgia right now?
Favorite defensive player? I would say Nolan Smith. Came from IMG too. Yes, sir.
IMG connection, huh?
Yes, sir.
When you guys get there on campus together or at a game, you'll have to take that picture together, right?
Oh, yeah. Then we got Warren, too.
Warren Brinson.
Yep.
Did you know those guys well at all when you were there, or did you even cross paths with them at all?
Well, Nolan Smith, like, I ain't never, like, he went to IMG when I got there, but, when I went to the games, like, we met up and stuff like that. But Warren, like, yo, we were very cool. 2
Georgia boys, right?
Yes, sir.
Somebody's having fun with us, Lovasea. They say R.A. Blair, 1966. They say, wow, 4.35. Do you think you can get that down to 4.25? Question mark. Just curious.
Yes, sir.
That's you get it under 4.3. That's about as fast as it gets, probably. What do you do to work on your speed training? Is there anything special you do?
I mean, nothing special. Honestly, it's natural. Like, if we've been completely honest, it's natural.
Lovasea, I noticed sometimes you got those bands on your wrist right there. Well, can you tell us a story about a few of those? Or any of those mean something special to you?
Nah, I just went.
They just cool?
Yes, sir.
You have a G band, you have an IMG
band?
Yeah,
I got Georgia band, and I got like like Bible verses on here.
Uh-huh.
Just another Georgia band. We ain't gonna talk about this band right here. I just still got it on. We ain't gonna shut out, but just another Georgia band.
And I guess, how many of those Georgia bands do you got? That one on your other arm, that big thick one. How many of those do you have?
I just got 2 of these. Like, I give all of them away because a lot of folks ask for them, so I give them away.
What's your favorite piece of Georgia gear you got? You got a hoodie, you got a sweatshirt, you got some shorts. What's your favorite piece of Georgia gear right now?
I mean, I want to say I ain't even got no Georgia gear, if we being honest. I never stacked up on none yet. But I just got a keychain and probably like some bands.
Lovasea, what was it like? You weren't there for the Notre Dame game, I know, because you were playing, I think. But when you saw that night crowd and everything, what went through your mind?
Man, it was amazing. I was like, I can't wait to get here. Like that's just probably like the best feeling ever right now.
And folks, this is how much this guy likes Georgia, loves Georgia. He was there for the South Carolina game former South Carolina commitment. And then you came back. What was your next game? Was that the cold Texas A&M game? Is that right?
Yeah, I came back to Texas A&M game.
So those probably weren't the most postcard or beautiful times to come into Sanford Stadium and watch a game, but it sounds like you still really enjoyed being there all the same.
Yes, sir.
All right, guys, just a couple more minutes with Lovasea. We sure appreciate his time. Looks like he's got some family time going on there as well. Just chill. Lovasea, you got a show that you're watching or something that you've watched and you love that maybe you wouldn't have been watching right now without the coronavirus?
I mean, honestly, like, I just get on Netflix and just look around. Like, I never just whatever show I find, I read like the detail to it, and if it sounds good, I watch it, and like it has to turn out to be good.
What's the best 2 or 3 shows you've watched recently?
Probably Outer Banks. It on Netflix, on TV show. On what else? Actually, I started watching QB1, even though I watched all of them. I just got bored and just started watching that. And probably let me see. I can't think of none, but they're probably main 2 right there.
Lovasea, who's the biggest Georgia fan in your family?
Big. I got a lot of them. I got a lot. All of them.
And how far away is it from your door to Georgia? How long is that?
An hour and 20.
Hour and 20, huh?
Yes, sir.
All right, guys. Hey, join everybody here in saying thank you to Lovasea. Give him a shout out before we go. Lovasea, sure appreciate you getting the chance to hang out with everybody here on Before the Hedges. Won't be long, and all this stuff will be in your rearview mirror, and you'll be a bulldog between the hedges. But, hey, man, sure hope you stay safe. Sure hope your family stays safe, and we really appreciate you spending some time with us tonight.
Yes, sir.